Until today, I'd never seen this caravan before. This is by Hilltop Caravans. It's known as the H-17 model. So it's a 17-foot, 6-inch, single axle, really compact caravan that nonetheless has a great layout for two people and all the equipment that you're gonna need for long trips around the country. Now, if you're not familiar with Hilltop Caravans, one thing that I think is worth knowing is that the people who buy the Hilltop vans are very, very enthusiastic proponents of Hilltop Caravans. They love the owners of Hilltop, Dam and Doola. I've been to a number of their Hilltop national gatherings and I have never heard a word of negativity about Hilltop, about Dam or Doola. In short, the people who buy Hilltop Caravans, they feel like part of a family and they always go back to buy another Hilltop when it's time to upgrade. That's one thing that I've noticed about this manufacturer. Interestingly, this caravan's actually made with an aluminium frame. Now, Hilltop also does Meranti timber frames. In this case, the studs are 40 by 20 mils. And the cladding, of course, that's composite aluminium, and I don't mind that bright green color as well. Now, when it comes to the 12-volt power, I reckon this caravan is no slouch. It comes with two 200 amp hour lithium batteries. On the roof, you've got three 200-watt solar panels, and then you've also got a 2,000-watt inverter. So there's a lot of scope there to run all your accessories. In fact, this caravan also comes with Thetford's electric induction cooktop. Now, that's the piece of equipment that we are seeing more and more of in modern caravans. And why not? When you've got all that lithium power at your disposal, not to mention the solar on the roof, look, you might as well use it, right? Now, on that same note, they've given this caravan a compressor fridge, which for my money is a good move. But that's not to say that this caravan is all electric. In fact, it does come with a Thetford duplex gas oven, so it's a nice mix of 12-volt DC and gas appliances. Don't mind that bathroom either. One thing I especially like is the fact you've got some room for your towels in the form of a little linen cupboard in that rear offside corner. And let's not forget, you've also got a wall-mounted washing machine, you've got your cassette toilet and your shower cubicle right behind me on the near side. There are also a few neat little touches, including a couple of wireless charging points either side of the bed. It's always nice to see manufacturers adopt the technology that's available to them. And of course, it just makes caravanning so much easier for us. This is more of the premium version of the Hilltop H-17, and that's why it's so well spec'd in terms of, 12-volt power and all the features that come with it, and that includes a diesel heater. And I like the fact that the heater is surrounded by its own sort of protective ply housing, which to me just finishes things off nicely. Now, the caravan rides on 2.8 ton rated Cruisemaster independent coil suspension, but one thing that I love about this caravan is the acres of checker plate protection underneath the caravan. To me, that's the mark of a caravan manufacturer that's putting a bit of thought into the overall ruggedness of the caravan. After all, stones can flick up and shatter your PVC piping and that sort of thing. But when you look underneath, absolutely everything is protected by checker plate. Now, clearly this is a couple's layout, and overall, I really don't think it's lacking anything. It's charging points, loads of 12-volt power, comfortable L-shaped dinette. You might be wondering where they've fitted the inverter in this van. Now, it's actually right beneath me. So to access it, you do need to remove the cushions. There's a little ply hatch, and that'll give you access to the inverter if ever you need it. Having said that, they have fitted some little hatch doors below as well, and you could use those too for a little bit more convenience. Inside this locker here, we have a nice little Swift barbecue. But the best bit is the fact that the bayonet coupling for the gas line is mounted as part of the van's body rather than dangling off the chassis. In this day and age, why are we still getting gas bayonets hanging off the chassis? This is such a neat solution. Now we're all plumbed up to the onboard gas supply. Now, I mentioned the gas cylinders earlier. This is where they're kept, inside this little checker plate storage box. Couple of 9-kilo gas cylinders, nicely protected. And of course, right here we have the diesel tank for the onboard heater, and this is a nice little touch here, little fuel level gauge. And I also like the fact that it's protected too. At Tare, it comes in at 2,360 kilos, while the ATM is 2,800 kilos. Now, this is what I was talking about when I mentioned the underbody protection. There's checker plate everywhere. The PVC spout on the grey water tank is protected. But speaking of underneath the caravan, you've got a 12mm ply floor, but to that 12mm ply, they've actually vacuum pressed a 1mm sheet of aluminium just for that extra level of protection. And that's what I really like to see. I could easily see myself in a few years' time hitching this up for a big lap of Australia. It's got the DO35 coupling. Yeah, honestly, I think it's just a good, strong, rugged, reliable caravan, and in all honesty, that's what I would expect from Hilltop Caravans. Now, it looks like the rain's starting to close in, it's windy, typical Melbourne winter, so I better hitch it up and get this van back to Hilltop.